ولد الهدى فالكائنات ضياء.
That's a bold claim. How can you say what he did or didn't mean to say?
But give me a clear statement where Jesus said, I am God.
I didn't, and I'm not saying he did.
I'm
not saying he did, I'm saying that I'm saying.
But then where do you get your belief from? Your beliefs are derived from the Bible, isn't it?
No, it's not from just the Bible.
Okay, so where do you get your beliefs from?
I give them a belief from my life, my time in this life. I've spoken to Muslim brothers of mine, Christian brothers of mine, Jewish brothers of mine, Buddhist brothers of mine, Sufi brothers of mine, you know, Toltec brothers of mine, shamanic brothers of mine, witch sisters of mine. I've listened to them all, and they've all got a unique flavour on it, and none of them, to me, are saying that what my position is in any way contradictory.
They cannot reconcile. Christianity and Islam cannot reconcile.
Do you know what they're disagreeing on? They're disagreeing on terminology here.
No, they disagree upon the core belief. The core belief.
Which core beliefs did they disagree? All right, God immanent, God transcendent.
Yeah, about God.
Okay.
I'll tell you in a sense. I'll just give you an example.
Yeah.
In the case of Jesus, the Christians elevate him so high to the status of God. The Jews reject him completely. The Muslims take on the middle ground. Yeah. So can you see the three biggest religion in the world cannot reconcile?
I agree.
The three Abrahamic religions
that is a mess.
On the aspect of just Jesus.
Yeah, total mess. I agree.
And then they don't reconcile on many.
And it can't be reconciled. That cannot be reconciled. It cannot be. That can't be reconciled because none of us were there. The books have all been butchered and all been doctored.
No,
they have. The biblical books have been.
No.
Yeah, but that was how many years later? And the other thing is that the Quran seems to have.
Quran?
No, but I'm going to paraphrase now. My understanding is that the Quran is a book about how to live. How to live well. I'm paraphrasing, but that's what I'm summarising. What I've heard. Is that wrong? Is that incorrect? There's a book on how. No, but I'm saying from how I've heard it paraphrased from my Muslim brothers and sisters. I'm paraphrasing it as being a book on how to live well.
Yeah, way of life.
Yeah, that's my understanding of it.
It's a complete. It's a complete book. A way of life, guidance in every aspect of life.
Yeah, so that's
the Quran talks about how the universe comes to existence. Tells you about the Creator.
Yeah.
The Quran talks about so many things. As you said, the Quran is a complete book. Alright? And it's a shame you haven't read. Maybe we should give you a copy today. What's your name, by the way?
I have a copy.
You have a copy?
Yeah.
What's stopping you from reading?
Well, I've only been given it recently.
Oh, you've been given recently?
Yeah.
Are you a man of truth? It seems like you're seeking the truth.
I'm a man of curiosity.
A man of curiosity.
Yeah. I'd like to arrive at some truth.
Okay. Can I give you two propositions?
Yeah. You can. All right. Yeah. Propose.
Well, let me try this. Obviously, do you believe in God? In simple terms.
In simple terms, yeah.
Do you believe there's a creator?
Yeah.
Created
simple
everything?
terms, yeah.
Well, the second proposition is then the Prophet Muhammad.
Okay.
And hopefully you'll be a Muslim. Two propositions.
Okay, well the second one's a leap. The first one we agree on. The second one's a bit of a leap for me.
No,
it's a bit of a leap, but I appreciate your offer.
No,
I appreciate your invitation.
It's actually quite simple.
Yeah.
And there's a brother that actually comes around here, and Hamza or Darren, who explains it beautifully. And I've stole some of his lines from him.
Okay.
And so we go into the definition of belief. What's your definition of belief? The word belief. How do you say it?
Oh, belief. Okay. Belief. A conviction born without needing any proof.
Oh. High five? Almost nailed it. So I believe
almost.
Almost.
Correct me.
So
then.
I believe.
Clarify me. Purify me up.
I believe is the acceptance of something to be true with evidence or without evidence.
All right. Okay.
So do you believe your father is your father?
Yeah.
Have you got any proof?
I look like him, but that's it. Circumstantial.
When I say proof, a DNA will be a proof.
Yeah.
So
No,
you,
he's not.
You haven't got a DNA.
No, I didn't need a DNA.
Okay.
No.
Yet you believe your father is your father without any proof.
Well, no,
Okay.
I look a lot like his family line.
Fantastic. So you have reasons
to
believe.
reason to believe. Yeah,
Fantastic. So I believe is a proposition. It's a reason.
Yeah, I'll accept that.
And actually, believe the word believe is synonymous with accept, convinced, and all those things that you said.
Okay.
All right. So you have a belief without any proof, and most of us have a belief without any proof, but we have reasons to believe. Same with the existence of God. We have reasons, strong reasons, and to believe that there's a divine being that exists, yes, and that created everything. Okay. This divine being, this creator, if you believe that there's a creator God that exists, therefore has to communicate with his creation. And how did he do that? He done it through either local prophets such as Moses, Jesus, that were sent to their own people. For instance, when Jesus says, I'm only sent to the lost sheep of Israel, Jesus was not sent to any of us. We are Gentiles according to the Jesus, and even according to his own way, he's only sent to the lost sheep of those that are misguided, not all the children of Israel. So they were local prophets and messengers. And Moses, Jesus, we believe all of those, and we do not differentiate any of them. But then God has sent Muhammad Almighty to all human beings, and this is the second proposition. So if you believe there's a divine creator that exists, we'll move on to the second proposition, which is Muhammad. Do you believe Muhammad to be a prophet of God?
Well, I don't know, because I haven't read his book.
You don't know.
I haven't read his book, but I do know that a lot of people respect, value his words. But I can't answer that. I don't have. I would be mislead. I'd be lying if I said I had any basis to make a statement on that. But I'm enjoying what you've got to say. You appear to be a man of conviction and a man of seeming integrity. What, you're not convinced?
Not really. Well, I'm saying knowledge can always increase.
You're obviously convinced.
No. There's knowledge can always increase.
But you're convinced in the authority of Muhammad. You're convinced.
I'm convinced that Prophet Muhammad is a prophet. Okay. So Prophet Muhammad, I'm convinced Prophet Muhammad is a prophet, because when he came with the Quran, Muhammad is not the author of the Quran. God is the author of the Quran, and so you have to look at Muhammad and say, was Muhammad a liar?
Yeah, I struggle with it.
Was he making up? Was he deceived? Or was the actual Quran? And these words that he was uttering, was he a liar, or was he doing it out of interest, or was he deceived? So where could the Quran come from? That's what you have to question.
I don't know.
And also his prophecies, all the prophecies of Muhammad has came true.
I don't know.
And if God existed,
which ones? I don't know.
Well, I'll give you a small amount, a few. Said there would be a time where the Bedouin Arabs would compete in tall buildings. Where is the tallest building today in the world?
Somewhere in Dubai.
When Muhammad made this statement, and the Arabs were not known building tall buildings. The Persians and the Romans and the Egyptians were known for that. They were not known for it.
Loads of people.
Yet you have today Arabs competing in tall buildings.
I don't see things of that as evidence of the claim that he was necessarily sent as a messenger for all people. Edgar Casey made loads of claims that came true as well. He doesn't get put forward in a position of what you're talking about.
What I'm saying to you, if Muhammad was a true prophet, what he was saying, they can either be from God or not from God. So how do we establish that?
Well, that's where you need your belief, don't you?
How do we establish that? How can we find that? It's either Muhammad was a liar, and you have to take a pick. Hear me out. Or either he was deceived, or he was a prophet from God and uttering God's words to human beings and offering human beings the guidance that the Creator has sent through him. So let's look at the Quran. The Quran, and who's the author of the Quran? Who do you believe the author of the Quran is, by the way?
I genuinely don't know who wrote that book.
He hasn't read it.
Yeah, you genuinely.
No,
don't know. Human wrote it,
Yeah,
but who's the author? Who's the author?
Okay.
There's a difference between writer and author.
Well, yeah,
Who
because
could the author of the Quran be?
Well,
is it a man? And when we say a man,
I'm telling
that
you, a man
includes
wrote that
Muhammad.
book.
No,
A man wrote that
not
book.
wrote, not
Yeah,
wrote.
yeah, yeah,
Earlier, you haven't read the Quran.
No, it's fine.
No, but I'm not talking. I'm
He's
just talking
saying-
about who actually penned the book. A man or woman penned the book.
No, writer, we know a man, people wrote it, man, human beings wrote it, but we're talking about who's the author of the Quran.
Yeah.
So the author of the Quran could either be a man, and I'm just giving you the options.
All right. I've got a tick list.
Yeah.
Okay.
And some silly Christians pull out or is the Satan, or a divine being, a creator, Allah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you have to take your pick. Can a man write, 7th century man, can they write a book that contains 21st century scientific discovery? So embryology and how the earth came together and all of that.
Is, though,
7th century man could not have write that.
We already disagree here though, because I've already said the divine is in all people. So for me, it's no problem to me if you want to tell me that the divine wrote through that individual, because I think the divine is written through many individuals, not just those that we call prophets. You know, and that's where we fundamentally differ. So I don't believe in the exclusive merits of either Muhammad, Jesus, or others.
Now you're going back. Now you're going back on your first premise.
Yeah,
you're going back on your first premise.
Because the thing here is, you're trying to make out to me, you're trying to put me in a corner that will have me admit that Muhammad, that Muhammad was exclusively in connection with God, and I disagree with you that it was exclusive. I'm saying he might well have been. I'm not contesting that.
I'm not only saying Muhammad.
I'm not contesting that.
There were local prophets.
Yeah, we've already covered that. Yeah.
Would he have a claim?
Sorry?
He make a claim.
Yeah, I think he can make a claim.
You think his claim is wrong?
I've not read his book, but it could be. I don't know. But I accept the claim. I accept your language, and I accept that he's got a valid claim.
No. So Prophet Muhammad made a claim that the Creator is giving this message, Quran.
I think that he's got a fair claim to that. Yeah, but I think others have got claims to that as well.
So like I said to you, we're not saying believe that claim blindly. We actually go within the content of that claim. That speak about the expanding universe in the 7th century. They speak about the embryo in its 3 progressive stages in the exterior form and interior form.
I can't hear you, sorry guys.
They speak about the embryo in its 3 progressive stages in the exterior form and interior form. They speak about the singularity of the universe and the secondary separation.
Okay.
Over 1,000 odd verses that speak about science. And every time you have a discovery with 20th and 21st century scientific fact, if the Quran speak on it, the Quran doesn't get it wrong. So about the Quran, because 7th century, keep in mind, and keep the one who cannot read and write was revealed to. No basic microscope, no shooters going to the moon. So some of these things, we say let's be free as a human being. It's impossible for him to know because we know it has been discovered later on due to the means of scientific equipment. Like telling us the lowest part of the land above sea level in the 7th century. He's not archaeologist. These things are 21st century discovery by archaeologists. We have equipment that help them to measure the earth.
Yeah, but claims like that though, I mean Edgar Casey did hundreds of things like that as well. You know, premonition like that isn't evidence of the
Give
claim.
me an example of who you call Edgar Casey.
Edgar Casey was a guy who made loads of predictions that all came true. If you have a look for them, I can't remember them, but they're well documented. I just can't recall them. I'm just throwing them out there as an example that others have made premonitions that have come true, and I don't think it's testimony to the claim that he was a unique and special messenger. That he was a connected man. I get that, and that he was a messenger for the people he was meant to reach. I get that too. That's going to be a special and unique accolade. That's going to be
an old. Because you give me a someone and you don't give me no example. So I can't verify.
Okay, I'll accept that.
So it don't really mean something to me, to be honest. And so then, for example, but when then again, we're speaking specifically to Prophet Muhammad and for his claim and his state and his period he lived in, peace upon him. So by we run into someone else, that if someone says something and it come true, but that person might not claim to be a prophet.
Yeah, okay.
So that's a different argument altogether.
Yes.
So this person claimed to be a prophet that we know prophesies in the Torah and in the Gospel, and I'm coming from a Christian background as well. Prophesies in the Torah and in the Gospel. And those scriptures tell you that when a prophet prophesies and tells you something and it comes to pass, what a prophet. He claims to be a prophet. He prophesies and it comes to pass, and this is the word. Then this prophet is telling the truth, then that's the prophet.
Okay.
No, those other individuals, no.
I can see that as an
Those are other individuals that you speak about.
Yeah.
You don't know if they're giving you information. They take secondary source.
Yeah,
they maybe take some information from scripture that you don't know, because that could be telling something that Prophet Muhammad when he says like I am saying it, and do not add the credit to his name. But I tell you like I'm saying to you and say, well, this will happen, and then later on if you don't know about me, say, well, okay, where this guy and this guy with the beard, this black guy called Abdullah, Prophet talk about this and come to pass. So some individuals they do take credit for stuff by not telling where they get the stuff from, but really and true sometimes it's secondary source. Those are the guys maybe look into scripture, because we believe prophecies also in Torah. Prophecies in other scripture that were given by God. There's other scriptures that we believe that the Quran confirmed. But we have to do fairness to him. Look to his claim. Look to the book that he brought. If it's from the creator of the heavens and earth, any logical human being agree that the creator and the maker will have the truthful information about the product. If Prophet Muhammad claim that this Quran is from the creator of the cosmos are his product. You are his product, the life form, the trees. Then the vast factual information in the Quran about the heavens and the earth is a self-testimony that cannot be from no one but the creator of the heavens and the earth. Keep the date in mind, 7th century. Prophet Muhammad talk about the rainfall. I know every other odd year is the same exact measurement of rainfall. Oh my God, how could he know that? He talk about the sun is not rounded up. The sun is not round. He talk about the sun in something futuristic as a sign for the end time of the world. And the day will come when the sun, when in the verse Quran, and the day will come when the sun will be run up in the perfect sphere. Indicated so that deductive thinking tell you that the sun is not round into a perfect sphere. Now when I'm young and look to the sun with you can't look for long, but look at the glimpse I have, I think I'm looking at a round sun. But the Quran verse is indicating no, the sun is not round. Now what does scientists tell us now? When they get to put a camera on the moon to get the photograph of the sun, you have inflammatory. It's like a fireball, angry fireball, with how many lava, fire, unbreakable, flaring out. Furious. It's not a round sphere. So Quran says that the day will come when the sun will run up into a perfect sphere. Indicate when it cools down, when it loses energy and loses its flame. So scientist says when the sun cools down, now will mold, and then it will get its round shape. Now Prophet that's in Quran. Now in Hadith now, after the Prophet says another thing here too is that the day will come when the sun and the moon will be rounded up into a perfect sphere. This man is on earth saying this in the desert. A day will come when the sun and the moon will be rounded up into a perfect sphere. You know what scientist says now? Scientists highly likely, 99% prediction now for scientists now. It says that because the moon is drifting away so rapidly from us. The expansion is drifting away so rapidly. It's a time gonna come when the moon gonna sucked up by the gravitation pull of the sun. And then they will all be rounded up into a perfect sphere. But the scientists I like what they do because they're human beings, and for them it's prediction side for them. So they say 99% prediction. They leave 1% out. But we Muslims we can say 100% because Prophet Muhammad says it. A time will come when the sun and the moon will be rounded up into a perfect sphere now. He put the moon in it now. So my question is,
I get your point. Your point is saying that because of these
this proof is claimed. It's proof is claimed. As well as he was known.
Yeah, I accept that.
He was known
also his people as well.
Yeah.
His people.
Yeah,
I was gonna add on the point. He was known amongst the pagan Arabs. They did not believe in his message.